Time is the only resource you can never get back. Money returns. Energy recovers. Opportunities reappear. But once a day is gone, it's gone forever. The difference between successful people and everyone else is not talent. It's how they use their time. While others waste hours without noticing, they move with intention. They plan. They focus. They execute. In this video, you'll learn how to manage your time with clarity, discipline, and purpose, so you stop feeling busy and start becoming productive. If you're ready to take control of your schedule instead of letting it control you, let's begin. Step 1. Decide what actually matters. You don't have a time problem. You have a priority problem. Most people try to do everything, and that's why they finish nothing. They fill their day with small, unimportant tasks and wonder why they feel busy but not productive. Being busy is easy. Being effective is rare. Busy means movement. Effective means progress. And progress only happens when your effort is aimed at something that truly matters. Time management begins with clarity. Clarity means you stop treating every task as equal. Not everything deserves your energy. Not everything deserves your attention. Some actions build your future. Others only fill your schedule. If you don't decide what matters, the world will decide for you. Messages, notifications, random requests, small favors, they will take your time piece by piece. By the end of the day, your energy is gone, but your goals are untouched. You must define what actually moves your life forward. What strengthens your skills? What increases your value? What improves your health? What builds your income? What brings you closer to the person you want to become? Once you identify those few high-impact areas, your focus becomes sharper. You stop jumping from task to task. You stop reacting to everything around you. You begin acting with intention. This is not about doing more. It is about choosing better. When you are clear about what truly matters, distractions lose power. You no longer feel guilty for ignoring what does not align. You protect your time because you understand its value. Step 2. Plan your day before it begins. If you don't plan your day will control you. The moment you wake up without direction, you enter reaction mode. You check your phone. You respond to messages. You deal with whatever appears first. Your time starts disappearing before you even realize it. That is not control. That is drift. Planning your day is not complicated. It is a decision. Before the day starts, you choose what matters. You decide what must be completed. You define what success looks like for the next 24 hours. When you plan at night, you remove morning confusion. You wake up with clarity. There is no debate. No wasted energy thinking about where to start. You already know. A written plan creates commitment. When tasks stay in your head, they feel optional. When they are written down, they become real. Your mind stops juggling ideas and starts focusing on execution. Planning also protects your priorities. If something unexpected appears, you can measure it against your schedule. Does it deserve space? Or does it distract from what you already decided was important? Without a plan, everything feels urgent. With a plan, you control what enters your day. Structure reduces stress. Uncertainty creates pressure. When you know exactly what you will work on and when you will work on it, your mind becomes calmer. You move with intention instead of chaos. You don't need a perfect system. You need a clear decision. A planned day builds momentum. One organized day turns into one organized week. One organized week turns into steady progress. Control your tomorrow before it arrives. That is how you start managing your time instead of chasing it. Step 3. Start with the hardest task. The hardest task carries the biggest resistance, and usually the biggest reward. Most people delay it. They start with easy work to feel productive. But easy tasks don't change your life. The hardest task is the one you keep thinking about. The one you avoid. The one that creates pressure in your mind. That pressure does not disappear by ignoring it. It grows. It drains energy in the background. It weakens your focus before the day even gains momentum. When you start with something easy, you may feel busy, but the real challenge still waits for you. And as the day moves forward, your energy decreases. Your discipline weakens. Your excuses become stronger. That is why the hardest task must come first. When you attack it early, you use your strongest mental energy. Your willpower is fresh. Your focus is sharp. You remove the biggest obstacle before distractions increase. Completing the hardest task builds internal power. It sends a message to your mind: you act despite discomfort. You do not run from pressure. You do not delay what matters. That builds confidence that is real, not imagined. It also removes mental weight. Once the most difficult task is done, everything else feels lighter. The day becomes simpler. Progress feels visible. Momentum starts working in your favor. This step is about courage. It is about training yourself to move toward resistance instead of away from it. Face the hardest task first. Finish it. Then move forward with strength. Step 4. Eliminate distractions ruthlessly. Distractions do not look dangerous. They look small. Harmless. Quick. But they slowly destroy your focus. A few minutes checking your phone becomes 30. A short break turns into lost momentum. Constant interruptions train your brain to lose depth. Focus is power. And every distraction weakens that power. When you allow notifications to interrupt you, you teach your mind to expect stimulation. You reduce your ability to stay locked into one task. Over time, your attention span shrinks. You start needing noise, movement, and constant input just to feel engaged. This is not productivity. This is mental fragmentation. Eliminating distractions is not about being extreme. It is about being intentional. When it is time to work, you remove what competes for your attention. Silence unnecessary alerts. Put your phone away. Close tabs that are not essential. Create an environment where focus is normal, not forced. You cannot manage time if you cannot control attention. Time management is attention management. Deep, focused work for 1 hour will always outperform 3 hours of divided attention. When your mind is fully engaged in one task, your efficiency increases. Your thinking becomes clearer. Your results improve. Ruthless elimination means you stop negotiating with distractions. You don't say, just 5 minutes. You don't multitask. You don't mix focus with entertainment. You protect your concentration like it is valuable, because it is. The more you train your mind to stay focused, the stronger it becomes. And the stronger your focus, the faster your progress. Step 5. Set time limits for tasks. Work expands to fill the time you allow it. When there is no clear boundary, your mind slows down. You reread things. You overthink small details. You delay decisions. Not because the task is hard, but because there is no pressure to finish. Time limits create intensity. When you decide that something must be completed within a specific block, your focus sharpens. You stop wandering mentally. You stop checking unrelated things. You become aware that every minute matters. That awareness increases speed and precision. A task without a time frame feels endless. A task with a time frame feels controlled. Setting limits also prevents perfectionism from stealing your progress. Many people stretch tasks longer than necessary because they want everything flawless. But progress requires movement, not endless polishing. A defined block forces you to execute instead of overanalyze. Time blocks create rhythm in your day. You work with purpose for a defined period, then reset and move to the next objective. This builds consistency. It builds discipline. It keeps your energy directed instead of scattered. Pressure, when controlled, is powerful. It pushes you to focus on what truly matters within the task. It forces decisions. It reduces hesitation. Without limits, you drift. With limits, you execute. Give your task structure. Give them boundaries. When you control the time, you control the pace. And when you control the pace, you control the results. Step 6, learn to say no. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you say no to something important. Time is limited. Energy is limited. Focus is limited. If you give them away without thinking, you weaken your own progress and delay your own growth. Most people struggle with saying no because they want approval. They want to avoid tension. They don't want to disappoint anyone. So they accept requests they don't value and agree to responsibilities that do not move their life forward. They fill their schedule with obligations instead of priorities. Every unnecessary commitment takes space from what truly matters. When your calendar is full of low-value activities, your important goals get pushed aside. You start rushing. You start feeling overwhelmed. You begin sacrificing quality because your attention is divided. Saying no is not selfish. It is discipline. It shows that you respect your direction. It shows that you understand your time has weight. When you say no to distractions, you are protecting your future. When you say no to what drains you, you create space for what builds you. Strong time management requires boundaries. Not every opportunity deserves attention. Not every invitation requires acceptance. Not every request aligns with your mission. If something does not strengthen your growth, it should not control your schedule. People who move forward faster are not luckier. They are more selective. They guard their hours. They filter what enters their day. They understand that focus is fragile and must be protected. Saying no may feel uncomfortable for a moment, but saying yes to everything creates long-term frustration. Choose short-term discomfort over long-term regret. Protect your time. Protect your focus. Protect your future. Step 7. Review and adjust weekly. Time management is not something you master once and forget. It is a living system, and every system needs correction. If you never review your week, you repeat the same mistakes without noticing. You think you are improving, but you are only repeating patterns. At the end of each week, pause and examine your actions, not your intentions. Intentions feel good, but results tell the truth. Look at what you actually completed. Look at where your time truly went. Identify which tasks created real progress and which ones only created movement. Without reflection, you assume you were productive. With reflection, you see clearly. You may realize you underestimated certain responsibilities. You may notice distractions took more time than expected. You may see that you gave energy to minor tasks while delaying major ones. This process is not about criticism. It is about correction. When you review your week honestly, you gain control over the next one. You begin to see patterns in your behavior. You recognize when your focus drops. You understand when your structure fails. That awareness gives you the power to improve. Adjustment is strength. You remove what wastes time. You simplify what feels heavy. You reorganize what creates pressure. Small weekly corrections prevent long-term frustration. Progress does not come from blindly repeating the same routine. It comes from refining it. A weekly review builds discipline and sharpens your awareness. Instead of drifting through months, you stay aligned with your goals. 1 week improved is more powerful than 10 weeks repeated without thought. Reflect with honesty. Refine with discipline. Reset with clarity. Then move forward stronger than before. Step 8. Value time like it's money. If someone stole your money, you would react immediately. You would feel it. You would protect what is yours. But when hours disappear on distractions, delays, and meaningless activity, most people don't react at all. They act like time is unlimited. It is not. Money can return. You can earn more. You can rebuild. But time moves in one direction. Once a day is gone, it is gone permanently. That alone should change how you treat it. When you start valuing time like money, your behavior shifts. You stop spending it carelessly. You stop giving it to things that bring no return. You begin asking yourself whether an activity is worth the hours it costs. Time is an investment. Every hour you spend is either building your future or weakening it. There is no neutral use of time. It is always shaping something: your skills, your health, your knowledge, your position, or your habits. People who respect time move differently. They don't rush, but they don't drift either. They are intentional. They understand that small daily decisions compound. 1 focused hour repeated daily becomes massive progress over months. 1 wasted hour repeated daily becomes serious loss. When you treat time as valuable, procrastination becomes expensive. Distraction becomes costly. Delay feels heavy. You become more decisive because you understand the price of hesitation. Managing your time is not just about productivity. It is about awareness. It is about understanding that your life is measured in hours. And how you spend those hours determines who you become. Respect your time. Guard it. Invest it wisely. Because how you use it today decides the strength of your tomorrow. Time is not your enemy. Lack of discipline is. Every step we talked about means nothing without action. You can understand priorities. You can plan your day. You can remove distractions. But if you don't apply it consistently, nothing changes. Managing your time is managing your life. Every hour you control strengthens you. Every hour you waste weakens your position. The difference between average and powerful is not intelligence, it is execution. Start today. Not next week. Not tomorrow. Today. Choose 1 step and apply it immediately. Build momentum. Protect your focus. Respect your hours. If this message sharpened your mindset, make sure you subscribe and stay connected.